look at is just real quickly some of the things we looked at this morning. So face that way for me, please. So the first thing I want to do is just take a look at Rona's posture. So the first thing I see on her posture, thorax is behind the pelvis. So if you want to write that down, thorax behind the pelvis. I'm going to put my hands on her. We didn't do this before, but somebody mentioned it, so you mentioned it earlier. So we can find that she's rotated, her pelvis is rotated this way. So she's rotated like that. So let's put a clockwise pelvic rotation. Okay? Turn the face this way. The other thing I'm going to note about this is that she's got a lot of tone, she's got a lot of resting muscle tone in her erectors, especially right here, the thoracolumbar erectors. Those are the muscles that are pulling her back like this. Yeah. So I'm going to write that down because I'm going to want to see if this changes also. Okay? I'm going to just feel her rib cage like we did earlier, and it's a little looser, but still relatively stiff, rigid. I'm going to write down rigid, stiff rib cage. Okay? Rona, what I want you to do is bring one leg up, and then bring it back down, and then bring the other leg up, bring it back down. Alternate 3 times each side. So I'm going to watch each side, and come back down, and the other side, and back down. Which side looks harder?
Left.
Left side looks a little more challenging. Neither side looks great. She has some compensation on both sides. So I'm going to put bilateral, non-optimal single leg stance.
Not bad.
She's a good woman. You're awesome. You're great. It's all good. We'll help you out. But I'm going to put left is worse than right. I'm not going to tell her left is worse. I'm going to say left is more non-optimal than right. Less optimal. Left is less optimal than her right side. Okay? So that's all we looked at standing. Now lie her down. So Rona, if you could lie on your back with your head down this end. So we just want to recheck that mobility because we said standing up, she could be stiff because maybe she's just guarding, maybe she's holding, but it should relax once she gets down on the table. So just recheck. And it's still pretty stiff. She does not relax her rib cage. She's extended here. She's extended through her low back. Her rib cage is flared up. So I'm going to make note of that. So I'll just put rib cage flare. And you guys can take a picture of this later on. Shoulders seem rolled up. She's got a little bit of tightness here, a little tenderness there, more so on the right than left. I'm going to check her range of motion of her shoulders. And that's her range of motion on her right side. And that's the range of motion on her left side. So a little bit more on the left, a little restricted on her right side internal rotation. Bring both arms up overhead. She doesn't have enough room there, but we see, yeah, she can slide down. And you see the rib cage pop up, and she arches the low back. So increase thoracolumbar extension, so increase extension in her low back when she lifts her arms overhead. Come back down, slide back. So now I'm going to check her hip rotation. So I'm going to check internal. Internal we find seems to be a little more sensitive. So decrease internal rotation on her right side hip. We'll check external rotation. External. So decrease external hip rotation on the left side. We can also, somebody asked me this, I think Mariusz asked me, could you also check it here? Absolutely. You can check internal here and external. So overall very stiff in her left hip here at 90-90. The difference with this position here is now you're making the back of her hip tighter by bringing her leg up. So you can get a little different sense up here than you can when her leg is straight. Okay? We'll compare that to her other side. And this one isn't great either. And they're both kind of stiff. Actually, almost more limited on this right side than left side. We can also check just the tone of the muscles. Just palpating outside the hip. And this side feels a little bit more, the left side feels a little more ropey than the right side. Now I'm just going to show you this just for demonstration purposes. We can also test her muscles. Okay? I just want to show you how you can also affect muscle strength. So we're going to do a real quick test on Rona. So Rona, I'm going to bring this leg out to the side here, and I'm going to try to push it over to your right side. Don't let me, or your left side, your left side. I'm going to try to push it this way. Don't let me. Okay? So I'm just going to test her muscles around her hip on the side.
Adductors.
Her abductors.
AB.
Abductors, yes. Yep. So her basically her glutes, right? So hold there, Rona. Don't let me push it in. Ready? And hold. And that's pretty strong. That holds really nicely. Okay. We'll check her left side. Same thing. Same thing, Rona. Don't let me push this leg towards this leg. Don't hold on.
AD,
Good.
AB, abductor.
Now, abductors on this left side. Okay. Ready? And hold. And this side, not so great. See the difference there? Yeah. So let me just do one more time. Ready? And hold. And that one's pretty solid. Okay? Now let me check this one again. And you saw the first thing she did is she went to grab the table. Because her brain knew there's something not great about this left hip. Ready? And hold. And you see how much effort and you see what happens to her abdominal also.
Even the face.
Even the face. Everything changes. Everything changes. Okay? So, we have a little bit of weakness on that left side. So that's our assessment. So if you guys want to take a picture of that, go take a picture of that right now. Say that.
This is counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Arrow means increased. Up arrow is increased. Down arrow is